Hello, my name is Zhatelier and welcome back to another episode of Valhalla Vanguard in Aurora 4X, and I've skipped ahead a little bit. And now we are ready to fire our missiles, but first things first, there's some good news and bad news. We are now far enough from the missiles so that our point defense system should be able to take out any, or have been taking out any missiles reaching us. We did still take some damage because few times there was just so many missiles coming in. So now that we can shoot missiles, we need to figure out what do we want to fire upon. Now there's still some missiles coming in, but I think about half of these never even reach us. And the other half is shot by lasers actually doing aerial defense. Or area defense, not aerial. But anyway, we know that they are being shot from Inis Mon, most likely. At least the heading is about the correct for that one. And then Convoy might also have some. So what I'm gonna do, we are about to reach the waypoint 1, which I think I showed you, or said in the previous episode. But anyway, we can now shoot the Side 3 missiles. Of course, we don't have a huge amount of missiles, so we might want to be a bit careful. So what I think I'm actually going to do is... hold on, so there's the Convoy 1. I'm going to shoot 2 of these on Convoy 1 and 2 on the Inis Mon, which is going to be down here somewhere, maybe? There you are. Oh, right. You cannot actually fire yet because you've lost your fire control. We are trying to repair some of the stuff on our ships. Right, well, you can... No, you can't actually shoot quite yet. Right, so I suppose I'm just going to wait a few moments. Well, we can fire 3 salvos. So open fire on these. And there's another bad news that we've taken a little bit of damage and they also destroy all our ground units with missile fire. So capturing their capital is not an option right now. So what we need to do is we're going to have to try to take out the missile ships first. I think. From afar. As many as I can at least. Preferably I'd take the ones that were shooting a lot of smaller missiles, because those are harder to hit. But anyway, we'll do this, and we'll take another 5-second increment. And while I'm recording this, the C# version 1.0 has been already released. I have given it a few tries. Right, so the missiles have been launched. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cease... hold on. Let this fleet and ceasefire. There we go. So don't get the clutter in our... Actually, we can probably turn on the events now. We don't get the clutter in our events log. We'll be reaching the waypoint 1 and then we'll start circling around the planet. Far enough so that the anti-missile missiles of theirs will not be able to hit us. And a lot of these missiles are actually not even reaching us. Because we've managed to get a decent distance. Now, of course, we do still have some ground units in the Sjoffen or Mimir and then Valhalla. So we can still capture the planet, but we just need to destroy their ships first. We don't have a huge amount of missiles now since we lost the Collier a while ago. Oh, well, there's iron oh, actually, should still have the range for them. It's actually not that bad a range anyway. But the iron missiles are certainly not the best for the mission that they've sent in. But hopefully we can do a decent bit of damage and... Hopefully... Now, I'm not sure if this is going to happen or not, but hopefully we can... So these two were going for the Convoy, assuming that is a missile ship, which it probably is. then what I can hopefully achieve is explosions inside the ship and destroy it. I'm not sure if 16 missiles is going to be enough, and if they have any defenses. Of course, our missiles do have a decent speed. Of course, these are the older design, and unfortunately with the Collier we lost a lot of newer missiles, which is very bad news for us. Okay, so the iron missiles are going rather quite a bit off to the side by the looks of it. Okay, now are we already heading? No, we haven't quite reached the waypoint yet. Now we're waiting acknowledgement, and some of the missiles might actually reach us. Now, luckily, actually they're still pretty far away, so our lasers are not able to shoot them. Oh, right, now they are trying to target the missiles, but a bit too far away. They'll catch us soon enough. Yeah, there's a few hits already over there. And on the next turn, even more. Actually, no, I think I'm going to disable the event right now, just so that we can see a little bit clearer what's happening on the screen. So there we go, and one of the salvos has already been destroyed. There's 2 size 6 missiles coming in, which will be shot down. So at least at this point in time, it's not too bad, in all honesty. We just shoot out all the missiles, and since we have a lot higher speed than the enemy, we can keep kiting around the planet for a while we reload the missiles and all that. And some of these missiles actually have active sensors on. But a lot of the missiles do not seem to actually have the range here that is required. Of course, I'm okay with that. But I certainly hope that our missiles can actually reach the enemy ships. Okay, now we are on the move again. I just hope that we are far enough from the castles that they can't get in. I'm not sure what the castles are. They are fast attack craft, so they probably have some particle beams or something like that. I don't expect them to have much else. They might be able to intercept us a little bit. Maybe. Pretty sure that the Tribals and Endeavours over here, which do have particle beams, I know that much. So they're trying to get within range of us, which is a rather close range. I think we can avoid at least this group of ships. Not sure about the castles, and the castles have a decent speed. They are trying to intercept us somewhere around there, probably. Remains to be seen if they can actually achieve that or not. Well, our missiles are already about, well, at least the magnetoplasma drive missiles are already about 1/3 of the way there, I think. We're again shooting down some of the missiles. It's a bit hard to see where the enemy ships are, but we'll just keep on going. And technically we do have now the 2 other sets of missiles that we could potentially fire on these 2. Of course, right, what I'm gonna do... I'm actually gonna clear those. Did it work? Nope. Oh no, it cleared the fire control. Okay, so I'm gonna clear this and set these as the launchers. And now we can fire upon something. And I think I'm gonna fire another set of missiles against the Inismon. Assign target, open fire, and for you we can actually just use this one to fire. Now let's actually extend. How far is that? It's 12 million kilometers. Well, it's not actually that bad. Now the question is, what else should we fire upon? I don't remember. I think it's probably... Because those are the... I'm not sure if like they are on the orbit of their planet. And they probably do have some sort of weaponry. Now Colossus is... I don't actually remember. They are pretty big, so I think I'm gonna assign that target an open fire, just to see if we can inflict some damage at least. Okay, there's a fire delay. Getting some hits on the enemy missiles there, and still not firing the missiles. I mean, it is rather brand new cruise, I think. Weapons are not ready yet. There we go, now we shot the missiles. So what I can do is just set this and ceasefire. We're gonna have to go for a while before we can shoot more missiles, but I think if we could destroy one or two ships with these missiles, or at least damage them enough so that they won't be shooting missiles at us, that'd be nice. Now of course we do need to be very careful with our ammunition here, because we don't have a lot. Of course, in Alta we do actually have some of the magnetoplasma drive size 3 missiles, I think. So we could technically send in a ship or two back there to reload and then join back in the fleet. But our magnetoplasma drives are already over there. Well, the 2 salvos are already over there, and the irons are still pretty far behind. Because the iron missiles were rather bad design anyway, in efficiency sake. In terms of efficiency. Okay, so these were going for convoy, where they're not. They are already, I think, about halfway there. I should be switching me back to the main. Yep. Switch back to the fleet. But who knows, maybe we can actually achieve something with these missiles. Some secondary explosions would be very much appreciated, but I don't think we'll see those. Now, to be fair, no, I think we can't actually take more than 5-second increments here, because they are probably still shooting missiles every 5 seconds or so. And now lasers are preparing to fire upon these missiles. There we go. A few of them got hit, and I think the next salvo is also going to get hit soon. Because the lasers are not very accurate, since the tracking speed isn't. It's like 8,000 kilometers per second. So, not very high chance of hitting, but at least they get like 2 increments to fire on the missiles most of the time. So, yeah, it's a nice little boost for our defensive capabilities here. And we are trying to repair some of the components, but no progress has been made yet. It takes a while. At least I think no progress has been made. We can probably check that though. I think the fleet cruiser here at least had some damage control. Well, no, actually not. But it was the Jody 2 that needs to repair some of the lasers and such. It took a lot of hits actually. A lot of hits. Luckily, I think the shields are still. Yeah, the shields are still intact. Then on some of the spikes, there are a few things that. Oh, I think we managed to repair one of the missile launchers now. Okay, well. Oh, we can add to the queue. Okay, so I didn't realize that. Right, and then the Athenians 1 through 9, I believe, or is it 1 through 10? Oh, well, you're still repairing maintenance storage bay, and add to the queue, and add to the queue. There we go. Right, so I'm gonna repair the active sensors first, then maintenance storage bay probably next. Fuel storage is good to repair, of course, but don't do all that much right now. Right, so those have been set. I think that's about it in terms of repairs that we need to do in there. So let's keep on going. I actually wonder, because I'm pretty sure that I don't need to worry about those. No, I can't actually click on the missiles themselves. I could technically focus on the convoy. To see when our missiles hit it. Which, honestly, should not be taking all that long. There's still a lot of missiles flying in. I'm wondering how large magazines do they actually have? Because they, as far as I know, they should be running out of missiles eventually. On the other hand, if they have this many missiles in a ship, then the magazines must be huge, and if we manage to destroy a magazine, then it might be doing a lot of damage. But yeah, the missiles are not very far away from the convoy. I think about a minute or two, and we'll hit it. Presumably, well, I don't actually know. How good sensors do they have? Will they be able to see our missiles or not? Of course, we have pretty decent speed. Now, although I don't know how good their sensors are, of course, they need to have size 1 sensors probably to spot these. Which means that, yeah, the ranges are probably not very high where they can actually spot the enemy, or our missiles rather. And yeah, we shot down a few more missiles by the looks of it. But I'm more interested about what's going to happen here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Because convoy is about to get hit. And yeah, that is definitely shooting the missiles with the sensors. Oh, right, that's not an event, it's just the lifeboat is just barely in the screen. Okay, next turn there's gonna be hits on the convoy. Moment of truth. Do we destroy it, or does it live? Okay, they shot down 4 of the missiles with close-in weapon systems, most likely. Let's have a look. So, damage. Oh, we did penetrate the armor. Thermal signature reduced a little bit. Nuclear detonations. Okay, so not as good a result as I hoped for, but it's still better than nothing. Right, so these were shooting at one of these colossuses, I think. Not sure which one. But yeah, we got some hits there. And seems to have a decent bit of armor. Let's actually have a look. Do we know that armor is a convoy? It has armor of 2 by the looks of it. That would make sense. Pretty good, or pretty large cross section. Don't know much about them. Castles are small. The Colossus, Upholders, and so they have a lot of large ships actually. Right, well, we'll close that. So, we were shooting those pretty far away. These are also flying... Right, so these are flying towards the Innis. Although, at this point it might be a good idea to have a look. How close are the castles to us? That's still a decent distance. Not sure if they'll be actually able to intercept us. Which is a... Okay, so they are fast as aircraft. Taking them out with some missiles wouldn't actually be all that hard, I think. The question is, do I want to waste... Well, not necessarily waste, but do I want to use my missiles on them? I don't know. Right, let's see. I don't think we have anyone ready to fire yet. Not for a long while. Wait a minute. Oh no. No, they are heading away. Okay, never mind then. Right, so due to all the zooming, it lost sight of the contacts there, but it should be returning now. There we go. Right, so they still have quite a few missiles coming in. Which does make me a bit worried about how many how much ammunition do they actually have. Now, of course, if I can manage to repair the cruisers to a decent degree, I suppose, then I should be able to take the cruisers out and go in with their lasers and all that, like go in and pick out or destroy a few ships and then back out again. Because if I separate them from this main fleet, or Strike Force 2, then they will have an extra 2,000 kilometers per second speed, which should help. But yeah, the defenses are doing good. That is worrying though. That is a lot of just fast aircraft that might be doing a lot, or it might not be doing a lot. It's a bit hard to tell. Right, let's focus on the ships around here though. Actually, is that? That's Provider. That's more Colossus. I wonder, if we zoom in a little bit further, can we see a bit more? They got Bay over there. And some missiles. The Convoy is still over here, and the Innis Mon is down this way. We should be getting some hits somewhere around here. And did the Convoy speed... Yeah, the Convoy speed is now less than 3,000 kilometers per second. And it's still moving away. Interesting. It could be that us hitting the Convoy missiles may have spooked some of them. Okay, so these missiles are not far away from the Colossus. The iron missiles will take a while to actually reach here, but if the iron missiles, I don't think they'll be able to do much damage. But if they can do a little bit, that would still be nice. But what I'll probably do is actually, let me, after this churn is loaded in, I want to check. So in Alta, or in Njord to be precise, we have a stockpile of, actually we got both size 6 and size 3 missiles there. Not huge amounts to be fair. We're building more of the size 3, oh, these are actually the old missiles though. Well, we'll put in the newer missiles. size 3, new missiles, percentage 100, and we'll do, I don't know, 250 or something like that. We're gonna need a lot of missiles. But what we can do is, once we start going around the planet a little bit, once we reach the waypoints somewhere around here, we can separate, like, I don't know, 2 of the spikes to go pick up more missiles, and then rendezvous back with the fleet around here. Which hopefully works, although I'm not entirely sure. Actually, no, I wanted to look at the Colossus here. Just keep an eye when we are actually hitting them. Which should be happening fairly soon, but we are unfortunately out of time for this episode, so we'll see what the missiles hit next episode. So, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.